Good morning and welcome to Church at Home with Rachael for Thursday, the 8th of July, I think. I'm having trouble keeping track. I think it's the 8th because I go on holidays come Sunday. We had a death in the parish. Marcia Beer died yesterday, and so her funeral will be on Saturday. And so I will begin my holidays on Sunday after having the great privilege of being able to celebrate the life of a beautiful, strong, courageous woman who was a military wife, and she was a military mom and grandmother as well. And it just reminds me sort of about this. This is a pin that Rob brought back from a deployment when he was able to go to Vimy, and they were there for Remembrance Day. And this is it's called the Sweetheart, the Canadian General Service Medal, but it's made, or a service badge, but it's intended for the family members, for the wives, the spouses of the service members. And it's just a reminder that there are a lot of people in the world who do really good work, and they are faithful, and they are supportive, and they are never remembered. The military spouses may watch their husband or wife, graduate through the ranks and go all the way up to becoming a general, getting those stars on the shoulder, the reminder that they are, all that extra gold braid on their wrists if they're in the Navy. And there's always the recognition. There isn't always, but there needs to be the recognition that person who has worked so hard and has achieved so much in their career, and hopefully means that they have done well by others in their career, is supported by those who love them, by someone at home who doesn't get a medal, who doesn't become maybe a general's wife, but not the general himself, who is supportive and raises the children and does their very best to make sure that person, that military member, that doctor, that lawyer, that teacher, that whatever the person might be, who is doing their best in society, has what they need at home so they can continue to do the best that they can, that God has called them to do. And so today I remember Marcia Beer, and I hold this badge in honor of her as an example of what it means to be the strength behind a uniform. I think that's an important thing to be thinking about, is recognizing that we live in a society that, dude's like being really pernickety this morning. He's scratching and rolling around and knocking the table my computer's on, so he's just doing his thing. For Marcia, Duke, as she called him. I think that we have to find a way to show compassion and appreciation and generosity to the people who are behind the scenes. Way too often anymore, it seems that, and I fall into this as well, we all do, I think, probably to a degree, that we are searching for recognition. It's hard to go through life doing your best and never being the one who gets the gold star. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up in school, we used to get these star stickers. If you did well on your spelling test or your math test or something, if you got perfect, you got a gold star, and if you got one or two wrong, you got a silver star, and if you did only 3 or 4 wrong, get a red star. And you didn't get a star if you didn't do well on the rest of stuff. And I'm not a big fan of this whole business of every child gets a trophy. We need to learn in life that sometimes we don't get recognition, and it's okay that there cannot be. There has to be, for every race that is won, there will be a winner, and there will be someone who doesn't win, and that's okay. We learn from that. We learn how to have integrity. We learn how to work hard. We learn humility. But sometimes I think we have to balance that out with recognizing that not everything is a competition. Not everything is about getting that gold star. And yet it feels like it seems lately with TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all of these things, where you get so many likes, or you have so many friends, or you have so many views on YouTube or something, that it can get kind of discouraging to see that, somebody else who's doing something similar to you has got 1,000 followers and you just have 60. Or there's, thousands of views on their video, but yours barely, scratches the surface of getting a couple. Or, somebody puts up a picture of their graduation picture on Facebook, and for whatever reason, what time of day they put it up or what happens, maybe only a few people see it, and yet their friend gets hundreds of likes and comments. And there's a sense, I think, that we are all seeking for recognition, that we are all in need of hearing every once in a while, "Well done, good and faithful servant." And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that there are many people like Marcia and people like her, ladies and gentlemen like her, who have learned the hard way how to be the strength behind the uniform, or the strength behind the success of another. And they handle it with such grace, not ever expecting anything for themselves. But I think we are in a new era, maybe because of social media, but we are in a new era where it seems that we don't really have a lot of true relationships. When I was growing up, I remember living in Hanover. Every summer, right about now, the first week of school, being out, my friends and I would come up with a club. And we had, in grade 6, the big thing was like cords, not like parachute cord, but these cords you would make into friendship bracelets and things like that. And we made these hideous gold and blue headbands to wear around our heads, and the 4 of us were in this club together, and we were going to build a fort, and we were going to do all these things that, we played together. And we would get up in the morning, and our biggest desire was not that we would go online and see how many people had liked our most recent post about something, but our biggest desire was simply to get out of the house fast enough that we could find something fun to do, or claim the swings at the park before someone else did, because the 4 musketeers were going to play. Things have changed so much. Relationships have changed so much. We have become so insular that each person is an individual, and we are so separated. And with this pandemic that has happened so much, that we are so far apart from each other, and yet we are craving those relationships. And I think that we are running a very strong risk of hurting ourselves and one another if we don't reclaim real relationship. Because there's always going to be that child who looks in the mirror and then looks on Facebook and sees not that they are popular, or not that they have something worth saying, because somebody else has already said it, or has said it faster or better, or somebody else is cuter, or somebody else has more friends. We need to find ways to support one another and to acknowledge the goodness of each person. And I don't mean with gold stars or even badges. I'm talking about being able to help another person feel that they are a contributing and valuable member of society without having to have all of these accolades from social media, which really aren't real. I'm the biggest, I'm just as big a hypocrite about this as myself. When I put up a video on YouTube, I want people to watch it. I want to see how many people saw it. And if it's a bad day, I get kind of grumpy sometimes. And if it's a good day, I'm all excited. And then Rob comes home and reminds me, it's not about me. It's about sharing with you and hoping that other people are lifted up or learn something so that it can benefit their life. Because ultimately, what I'm doing when I do this isn't about me. It's about God. It's about faith. It's about Christianity. It's about all of you. At the end of the day, though, it's really tough if you haven't received accolades, or if you haven't had someone say to you, "I love you. You're a good person. I appreciate what you do." And I think that this pandemic has really brought home how difficult that can be, because we have learned to be on our own. We have learned to do this, being online, which is not the same thing as being face to face and reading body language and being able to reach out and touch someone, to give them a hug, to pat them on the back, to say, well done, good and faithful servant. There are many, many people like my friend Marcia who have spent their whole lives supporting others, being incredible parents, being incredible grandparents, being behind the scenes people, wanting always to be behind the scenes, not wanting credit up front. And that's wonderful, and I think we should honor that, but I think we should also take time to say thank you to those people who are behind the scenes, to our parents, our friends, our spouses, to the neighbor next door who keeps an eye out for us, to the people who pray for us, not because they are going to get anything out of it, but simply because they are good and faithful people. We all need to know that we are precious and that we are loved and that we are appreciated. Whether or not we admit it to others or not, we all need that from time to time. So I encourage you today to find ways, not through social media, but find ways to reach out to someone else and say thank you. To share with them the ways that they have changed your life. And maybe others will share with you the way they've changed your life. So today, a shout out to Mrs. Scott, my grade 1 teacher. Mr. Dunn, my grade 12 English teacher, who taught me the world could be a whole lot bigger than I thought it was. And to Gord Hamilton, who tried to teach me Hebrew and it didn't work, but who really supported me and encouraged me and helped me to recognize that I am more than what I believe others thought of me. Thank you for all those people out there who have supported me and encouraged me through the years to bring me to this place where I am as a child of God. Thank you. And to all of you who share with me on Church at Home every day, thank you for being my online community, a family of people who we may not see each other, but we know we exist. God bless you all. God bless all of you who may never receive a badge or a gold star, but you are certainly worthy of it. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachael. God bless.